Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. It's nice to have that weekend done so we can get back to work and get some things done around here.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I kind of miss my weekends these days. We are cruising right through a stinking month here. We're over halfway through. It's the 17th. How'd that happen? Coming up later today, Phoenix Gilman will be joining me. Phoenix is a young lady that's got a really cool weight loss program, Body by Phoenix, and we're going to be chatting with her. And she's in her 60s and in much, much, much better shape than me and much better shape than most. So we're going to be chatting with her about how you can get fit no matter what your age. So that's coming up. Did you know that you can, let me try that again. You cannot kill yourself by just holding your breath. Because when you pass out, then you'll start breathing again. So there you go. Another thing is 12/12/2012 was the last repetitive date that any of us will see in our lifetime. So we're not going to see another because, 13, 13, 13, there's no 13th month, so you kind of run out of. So 12/12/12 is the last repetitive date any of us will ever see. Speaking of dates, got some cool stuff going on today. We'll tell you all about it in a bit. Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Today is Monday, October the 17th. It is Black Poetry Day today. It is National Bosses Day today. Oh, dang it. I forgot to get you something. Again. She's my boss, can't you tell? It is International Day for the Eradication of Poverty. That would be good if we could just do that. It is also Mulligan Day today, so it's like do-over day, kind of. It is National Clean Your Virtual Desktop Day. That is a good idea as well. It is National Edge Day, National Pasta Day. Ooh, pasta's good.
I like pasta.
What is your favorite pasta, Heidi?
I just like spaghetti.
Spaghetti?
Yeah.
And like macaroni and cheese is good?
Yeah.
But you don't like ramen noodles. Is that pasta?
I don't like ramen noodles at all.
Is that pasta, though? Would you
I'm
Probably.
noodles, so
Yeah,
I suppose.
Oh, and there's one other thing. Wear something gaudy day today. So there you go. That's why I'm wearing this tie. Just kidding. I'm not wearing a tie. I could have said that, and nobody on the radio would have ever known that I was just making it up. But I don't have anything gaudy because I just realized that that's what's going on today. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday.
John and Heidi.
Legally, we gotta have insurance. That's why getting the very best rate is paramount. I'm Jared Parsons. I founded the first national and virtual insurance agency. Until now, you were limited to the agents in your area. But what if the rates are better somewhere else? At Parsons, we shop around and we get you the best rate. It's that simple. Go to radioinsuranceguy.com. That's radioinsuranceguy.com.
John and Heidi.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. There are some people out there that are pretty particular when it comes to who they will allow to marry their children. Take a listen to this story. In Isle of Wight, England, or White, I don't know what I said, however you say it, 32-year-old Gordon Taylor had his heart set on marrying 26-year-old Sarah Lewis. Only problem was, Sarah was the daughter of a dentist. And Gordon, well, he didn't exactly have the very best teeth. And her father, Dr. Philip Lewis, said he couldn't marry his daughter until he had his teeth fixed. Sarah's mother, Joy, added, Gordon is a lovely chap, but he had awful teeth, really awful teeth. So now Gordon has agreed to have all the necessary fillings and caps and even dental oral surgery done. Wow. For the perfect smile. And then Sarah said, I will always love him regardless, but I know the finished look will certainly please him as well as our family and friends. End quote. So what do you think of that?
I don't have a problem with that. I agree with that. I think a smile is very important.
So they wanted that before they got married. It wasn't like, how about you get married, then you get the family discount at our business.
They're probably not charging him to do it anyway.
It doesn't even say that they're doing it. He said that he would agree to have it done, but it doesn't say in the story. We can leap to that conclusion, but that's us leaping to that conclusion. I don't know if they're going to fix him or not. So there you go. This guy must have some fangly teeth, though, if the guy said, no, you're not going to marry my daughter with those things.
He's going to look very nice.
There you go. And that's awesome. I think that's cool stuff. So that's a fun story. And it's one that you know is true because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
and this is your brain on drugs. Is it possible to be too drunk?
Yes.
It's going to just say, I'm asking the right person.
Yes, it is.
A man in Moss, Norway, admitted to driving drunk, but was acquitted because he was drunk when he signed the confession 6 hours after his arrest. He retracted the confession after he sobered up. His lawyer argued that since drunken people cannot sign confessions, the confession has to be thrown out, and he was acquitted because there was no other evidence against him.
So they didn't do a breathalyzer.
They didn't do any of that. They said,
Wow.
you, my friend, are drunk. He's like, I know I'm drunk.
That was a mistake
probably-
on their part.
Probably not how they sound there in Norway. I'm pretty sure they don't sound like that. How does a Norwegian person sound? What are
I
they?
don't know.
Anyway, however he sounds in his own accent, he said, yeah, I'm pretty drunk. And they said, tell you what, how about you just sign this little statement here admitting that you are drunk, and then we'll let you go. I don't know what they do. Put you in jail? I'm not sure. Anyway, he was acquitted because there was no other evidence, and the evidence they had was thrown out. I bet they changed their procedures after
I'm
that.
sure they did.
Moment of duh is on the way.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh. Joe Keone of Colorado Springs, Colorado, has been walking around for 2.5 months without the right side of his skull. What?
Oh.
It was removed during emergency surgery. Cannot be put back on until, get this, 2 state agencies argue over who's going to pay for the work to be done.
What?
Yeah. This dude's walking around. Well, these 2 agencies are arguing over who is going to pay
Oh
for
my
poor
gosh.
Joe. Can't you argue about this when he gets his noggin put
I
back
would
together?
insist that it just get done
In
and
the
then
meantime,
let them figure it out.
He has to wear a helmet. He's unable to drive, unable to work, and apparently this is not an uncommon problem. 22-year-old Brianna Lane of Utah had to wait 4 months for half of her skull to be put back on.
Wow.
The reason, the same exact thing. Benefits providers argued over who has to pay to have it done. She said she would wake up in the morning and find that her brain had shifted to the other side of her head.
Oh, gross.
Sounds to me like the benefits providers are missing half of their skulls as well. This is a bad idea, and I think you should give the guy his doggone skull back. Let him
Yeah, just
get
fight
his
over the
head filled
bill
up.
once it's finished.
Yeah, just get the work done. I don't know. It's crazy.
That doesn't
That's
make
why
any sense to me.
This is your moment of duh. We have your scoop of the day on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now your scoop of the day. Proof that there is a God, Heidi.
I already knew there was a God.
But here's more proof. A study by the University of Nebraska says telemarketers are more likely to lose their voices than other people. I'm just kidding. Hey, if you're a telemarketer, I love you. I want to give you a big old hug. But when I say no, just let me hang up. Because, I'm like, I said no. Yeah, but did you know? No. Did you know? How many no's do I have? No. Does that work? Okay.
Yeah. What is your number of no's?
I'm going to just hang up. You tell me how many no's I need. I just hang up. Hey, a Missouri teenager intended on catching some fish over the weekend when it turns out that he was the one that needed to be hooked and brought to shore. Johnny Simmons was fishing in Judon Creek, and he waded into the water and started to sink. Heavy rain the day before left the banks quite muddy. Before he knew it, he was up to his chest in mud.
Oh.
Took paramedics 3 hours to get him out.
Cow.
So there you go. That does not
Wonder
sound
if he
like
caught
fun.
any fish.
It doesn't say.
He had plenty of time to.
While I'm in here, can you guys bring me some bait? Hey, if you're facing tough decisions, Mom was right. Sleep on it. And Meatloaf was right as well. Isn't that the song? Gonna sleep on it.
Let me
babe.
sleep on it?
Yeah. So they were right. Mom and Meatloaf were right. I don't get to say that often, so I'm gonna. Sleep not only fine-tunes memory and sharpens learning, but it also facilitates and enhances complex cognitive skills, such as decision-making, according to research from the University of Massachusetts, Amherst. People who've conducted one of the first studies of its kind there. The study participants had slept 12 hours before playing a game where they drew from decks that gave them the greatest winnings 4 times more often than those who did not get enough sleep before they played. Those who slept also had a better understanding of the underlying rules of the game. So they said, okay, here's how it works. We're going to tell you quick. Those who were, well rested, they caught on quick. Those who were not well rested didn't catch on so well and didn't do as well. So good idea to sleep on it. This is a story that's a very interesting one from England. Bristol, England. A naked dude did some dancing on top of a police car. After finishing the fancy footwork, the nude dude sat down on the roof of the cop car and performed some elaborate yoga-style arm moves. So, a naked partygoer got the party outside, apparently. That just seems kind of like an interesting thing right there, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. That's not something you see every day, and it's pretty unusual. Greg Worthy broke into a 65-year-old woman's home and demanded money. The woman convinced Greg that she had no money in the house, but she said, I'll write you a check, but you need to show me your ID, which he did. After giving the check to the guy, he hit the door, and then she went to the phone. They went right to the address that was on his ID and found Mr. Worthy, check in hand, and now he's in jail. So there are some people out there that are just not all that smart, Heidi. Hey, if you think life is boring, wait till you hear about the egg sandwich guy. This is a guy from Belgium. He's 54 years young. He has eaten an egg sandwich every day for 38 years and has thousands of photos to prove it. Otto Verman started a strange habit 38 years ago as a college stunt, and he's photographed himself daily over the years eating 12,000 egg sandwiches to keep the streak going. So every day he has an egg sandwich, and every day he takes a photo of said egg sandwich. I mean, this guy was doing it before Facebook, so he's been doing it 38 years. I've never been one to take photos of the food I'm going to eat.
Me either.
I don't understand that. Why are you doing that?
I don't know.
I mean, I got friends that do that. They're like, hey, look what I'm going to eat. And I just
Good for you.
do I poke you now? I don't poke people on there either. That's another thing I don't understand on Facebook. I have people that poke me. I'm like, why are you poking me? What does that even mean? So I don't get poking. I don't get the whole food pictures, and I don't get Twitter at all. So there you go. Coming up, we've got some more fun stuff, and we'll start with a guest. That's coming up after this.
John and Heidi.
Election day is almost here. No matter which side you're rooting for, you now have a place to get informed and to truly voice your opinion at PoliticalStorm.com. An amazing resource with information from people on both sides of the aisle, all in one place. Watch videos, read blogs, listen to podcasts like mine, and read fun editorials. You can also contribute with your own blog for free. Be a part of the community at PoliticalStorm.com. You have a choice, and now you have a voice, too, at PoliticalStorm.com. That's PoliticalStorm.com. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We got a special guest joining us today. We have Phoenix Gilman, author of a book called Diet Failure, The Naked Truth. Phoenix, how are you?
I'm great, John. Thank you so much for having me on.
Glad to have you on the program. Now, first of all, let's talk about this. There are probably a lot of people who've tried a diet of some sort and maybe walked away from it going, well, that didn't work. But then they have a friend that did the same one, and it worked really well for them. And you go, okay, why did it work for you, but it didn't work for me? Why does that kind of thing happen?
What my research is about, John, is really understanding why, the fact is 98% of all diets will ultimately fail, be it low-cal, low-fat, low-carb, even stomach stapling will ultimately fail. But what most people are talking about, they feel carb-addicted, they feel emotionally attached, they sometimes even say, hey, I must just be lazy or weak-willed. But one of the most empowering things that I get to share with someone is saying diet failure is not their fault. It is about understanding, however, that diets fail because of a brain chemical that becomes depleted. That brain chemical is called serotonin. Serotonin governs so many things in the mind and body, but when it comes down to successful dieting, it controls carb, sugar cravings, and overall appetite.
Very cool. So serotonin is to blame. Here, I thought it was my fault.
It's really empowering because I help so many people around the world with this message, and people don't understand why that constant noise in their head to push them for certain foods, and unfortunately it is only those foods that are going to put the body into the insulin response, storing fat. So it is about serotonin, understanding everything in life depletes it, understanding how to maintain it. And once you understand how to maintain this critical brain chemical, then it's really the step two is understanding what is really healthy to eat. And I say it is not the low-fat myth as I call it. It is about understanding. It is about the carbs, but it's about eating low carb, but it's also about eating high fat. And that's something that most people can't wrap their head around. But it is, again, serotonin, low carb, and high fat to achieve the mind, the mental, emotional, physical, health that you seek.
So let's talk about some of those foods. And first of all, what are some of the food cravings that people get? What are the most common ones? And then what should we be eating instead?
Okay. The typical food cravings, and everyone's going to relate to this. They wake up in the morning and their brain says, hey, bowl of cereal with some skim milk and a banana. Those are all high GI carbs, sugar. They're going to break down quickest into blood sugar, bagels, sweets. It can be chips, cookies, fries, pasta, rice. It can also be alcohol, nicotine, and caffeine. All those things are a symptom of low serotonin, and we condition our brain over a lifetime of habits to know what will work for us. So my cravings are different than yours, are different than somebody else's, but when that brain chemical is low, our brain will start to push us for those certain items. However, the unfortunate thing is they have to break down into blood sugar quickest, which will put the body into fat storage by triggering insulin. So it becomes the vicious cycle of storing fat, craving more of the same food, storing fat, hence our obesity rate.
So are there things that we should be replacing those with when we get a craving for the cookies and the chocolate and the stuff? That is there something that, grab a carrot instead, or what is the right thing that we should be grabbing?
Fats. I tell my clients and all my readers, look, when you look at your meals, first you have to understand how to stabilize serotonin, because if you don't, that brain will constantly, that little nagging voice in your head, hey, Phoenix, cocktail sounds good. Hey, Phoenix, where's the chips? Hey, John, where's my bagel? Pizza, anything. So you have to first learn how to maintain the serotonin. Then the brain becomes quiet. It's truly amazing. The brain, quiet, no more cravings, gone. Right? Now,
Nice.
You have to understand what's healthy. And it's not, no disrespect, John, it's not carrots. I tell my clients, I'm not going to make you live on carrots and celery stick, right? This is about understanding what's really healthy. I tell my clients, you like lobster? Love it. You like butter? Love it. Enjoy it. It's about healthy fats, sour cream, heavy cream, butter. I go through 4 sticks of butter every week. Avocados, organic mayonnaise, fresh white cheese. Those are the type of, fats our brain and body needs. So it's about, again, understanding what's really healthy. So I call it high fat, medium protein, low carb. So it could be, I tell my clients, you might put, I have butter, coconut oil, throw some sour cream. Oops, I add some spinach and a chicken breast. So the focus is entirely different. Exactly. Most people, they like, I had a hamburger with some fries and, I dipped it in some whatever. So it's the transition of really thinking fat, add in a protein and a low GI carb, and then learn how to maintain your serotonin so you don't miss the garbage carbs that have got you overweight and with various disease states. Again,
visiting right now with Phoenix Gilman, author of a book called Diet Failure, The Naked Truth. And you say about 98% of diets fail. That's a big number, isn't it?
Unfortunately, yes, it is. And one only has to look around to realize, from our children to our elderly, everyone suffers. So I don't look at them and go, wow, you're lazy, because it's really empowering to understand when you look at somebody and you watch, when you're out, you watch even your own self and you say, what is my brain pushing me for? You can watch low serotonin at every turn, whether it's going to a coffee shop, a pasta, whatever it is the brain is pushing you for, you can see low serotonin at work. And if you understand all the things, John, that deplete serotonin, you can understand why so many people suffer with this issue.
And I see you've got a special offer on your website, bodybyphoenix.com. Let's talk a little bit about that starter package.
Oh, the starter package is really a package that will, in addition to a copy of the book, it is what I call Phoenix's 105 Healthy, Delicious Meals that will help a client, a customer, immediately know how to start to eat. 105 meals laid out. I also include a beginner bottle of the key supplement to help them learn how to safely, effectively maintain that serotonin so the cravings become quiet, they go away, and now the client, the customer, can learn how to follow this, to implement this nutrition effectively and to get the body and health that they desire.
Very nice. And we'll give that website again here in just a moment. When somebody maybe is looking for a little assistance on this, they can go to the website. There's also a number. I see it's 1-678-426-8751. And if you forget that for whatever reason, reach out to me here and we'll we'll throw it on our social media to make it easy as well.
Thank you so much. Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate what you're doing. This is a really cool thing, and I appreciate you doing a little starter package to help people get started and check it out.
Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you having me on, and I hope what I've shared will help your many listeners out there.
And I know there are people, because, your research certainly proved it, but, just my life and the people that I know proves it as well. There are a lot of people that do struggle with weight, and there are a lot of people that struggle with, which diet is the right diet, and I tried this and it didn't work, and I tried that and it didn't work, and at a certain point you just say, you know what? I guess this is the way I'm supposed to be, and you almost get to the point where you give up. But that's not the way you should do it.
No, and that's what really makes me, I've been promoting my books. This is the 3rd edition, John, so I've been promoting this message for 11 years. I don't give up because millions of people suffer. They suffer. There's not one person who comes to me and knows really what to eat. No disrespect to them, but you're exactly right. People are like, hey, I did low carb, I did low fat, I did net carb, I did low calorie, nothing works. And so it's really about, I say to people, look, I didn't make this up. I was a woman with an insatiable desire to educate myself. If you understand the basic physiology of the body, you understand simply, how does the body store fat? Insulin. How do you trigger insulin? Carbs, which equals sugar, that equal high insulin, that equal disease state. One only has to look at their tummy. If that tummy is growing, that is your insulin gauge. That is already telling you you're taking in more carbs than your body can process. So it's about understanding, again, stabilize the serotonin so your brain becomes quiet, learn what's healthy to eat, learn how to stop storing body fat, and that's why for my clients I can drop anywhere from 5 to 13 inches just in 3 little areas in 3 weeks.
Wow.
Okay? The body can change dramatically. There's a video on my website. People can actually witness it and see what I do for others because integrity to me is everything. Do I practice what I preach? And so the body fat comes off quickly. My clients only train with me 2 30-minute sessions a week. It is 80% your nutrition, 20% smart training. That's how you get the mind and the body, the health that you want.
I'm on the website right now, and to find that starter kit, you click on products up on the top. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I'm going to say that's where I found it. I didn't know if there was another place as well. And it's only $29.95, so that's a pretty darn good deal, and that comes with a copy of the book as well. So
yes, a copy of the book, the meals, the beginner, and for me, I'm a woman of 57. I have to practice what I preach, so that's part of it too. People say, well, you're whatever, and I say, no, I'm 57 years old. The women, the clients that come to me are typically 40 plus. They're so deficient in serotonin. They're struggling. They have all kinds of diseases, hypertension, depression, obesity, diabetes, you name it. And it's all reversible and avoidable.
Well, Phoenix, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us. It's been a lot of fun to talk.
Thank you, John.
And I've learned a lot. Folks, if you'd like to know more, I'll give you the website, bodybyphoenix.com. Thank you so much for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Are you ready for Duel? Kyle Dowling on guitar, Brett Gunderson on bass, Sam DeVito on drums, and frontman Duel Shape.
Gotta keep rocking, gotta keep sucking, bringing it down like rain.
Duel's new single just hit iTunes and it's selling fast. Get your copy now.
You're lacking chains and you feel no pain. Supernova gonna get you too.
Their first single, Supernova, is available now for less than $1. Learn more and find a direct link to buy Supernova at facebook.com/DuelRocks.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Orville Wright was involved in the very first airplane accident. Orville Wright. Not Wilbur. It was Orville. He was the bad flyer, apparently. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
How many states have just one-syllable names? Can you think of them? Quick. The
How
answer?
many?
1. Maine. Every other state has more than one syllable. Yeah, unless you say them really fast. And it's like Arizona.
That's still more than
Is that more than one?
syllable.
How about Utah? That's still more than one.
Still more than one.
What if can you make any state into a? Let me see. I'm looking at the map here.
No, you can't.
Wisconsin. Yeah, you can't. Hey, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The E.T. walking sounds in the movie were made by somebody squishing their hands in jelly.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a yucky way to do it.
That'd be a yucky job.
And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A large European flounder, a Peleus, can lie on a checkerboard reproducing its upper surface with the same patterns of the squares for camouflage.
Oh.
So a Peleus, a large European flounder. So there you go.
Lots of checkerboards lying around, are there?
Apparently. I never even heard of these things, so I'm going to have to go fishing again. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Legally, we gotta have insurance. That's why getting the very best rate is paramount. I'm Jared Parsons. I founded the first national and virtual insurance agency. Until now, you were limited to the agents in your area. But what if the rates are better somewhere else? At Parsons, we shop around and we get you the best rate. It's that simple. Go to radioinsuranceguy.com. That's radioinsuranceguy.com.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. Good news, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Texting does not lead to bad spelling. And the sentence I just read was really difficult because they spelled every word wrong just trying to make their point.
Okay.
Oh, that was very irritating. But good news for parents. University of Alberta psychology professor Connie Varhagen has determined that texting does not make your kids a bad speller. The proof is a comparison made of text messages among 40 Canadian students aged 12 to 17 and a spelling test. The study showed that good spellers maintained their spelling ability even if they texted words on their mobile phone in abbreviated manners. Ironically, those who were poor spellers to begin with also made the spelling errors in their texts as well. One example was the acronym ROTFL. You know what that stands for?
Yes.
Rolling on the floor, laughing, which in text speak, we just said that. But poor spellers would misspell it in various ways. The most common was RATFL, rolling at the floor, laughing? I'm not sure. So there you go. They're basically saying that texting will not make you dumb, but if you're dumb and you're texting, you're probably going to look
be dumb.
Yeah, it's not going to help. Even if you can't spell real words, you probably won't be any better when it comes to spelling the made up words like ROLLF thing. My favorite is LOL because people don't know. Like there's two different. Somebody thought it meant lots of love, and other people think it means laugh out loud. So I thought it was really funny. Somebody was talking about their mother texted something, and they said, so-and-so passed away, LOL. And he's like, what, LOL? She goes, well, lots of love. She goes, that's not what it means, laugh out loud. Don't use that anymore, Mom. So she didn't know what she meant. Lots of love. So anyway, thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday.
John and Heidi.
If you're a business owner or the person in charge of advertising, I have a special offer just for you. We're doing a jingle special this month. Did you know that when you put words to music, they're 9 times more memorable? How would you like to be the name in your industry and have people singing your song? We've worked with hundreds of small businesses to create their own musical image, and we want to help you too. Reach out right now and we'll give you $500 off. Squeeze it into this year's budget and get results for years to come. Learn more and hear examples at RadioReallyWorks.com. That's RadioReallyWorks.com. Never really thought of this before, but if you're sending a package, you might want to be careful what you write on said package. Police in Chemnitz, Germany, scrambled into action after a man reported receiving a package from the United States marked gift. The problem, well, in German, gift does not mean free package given out to love or friendship. No, gift is the word for poison in German. So because someone here in the States decided to send somebody a gift overseas, experts in chemical and biological hazards were called to check it out. The alert was called off when it dawned on the officer that the word on the package was in English, and they opened it to reveal, it's just a poster of the band Poison. No, it wasn't really. But wouldn't that have been ironic?
That would have been ironic.
All right.
As if you were going to send somebody poison, you would write poison on the package anyway.
Yeah, no. This is a bomb. No, bad idea. Don't do that. Just make sure if you're sending a package that you understand the people that are going to open it need to be able to read it too. There are some new vending machines to keep an eye out for. They don't dispense salty peanuts or sweet chocolate or fizzy soda. No, they're dispensing things that are pleasing to the eye. These vending machines are dispensing many works of art, and they're selling out in the United States. Most are. Let's read what they have here. Almost 200 artists from 7 countries have taken part in this project. The vending machines are found in galleries and museums and cafes and bookshops. Usually they are old cigarette machines, but they've been converted to turn into artwork dispensing machines.
Okay.
So you put in some quarters, you push the thing, and it pops out a little piece of art that's about the size of a pack of cigarettes because that's the shape and size that you have to work with. So it's a cool idea. I wonder if you can see what you're going to get, or if it's just kind of a crapshoot. You throw it in there and you go, I got the guy that did an awful job. His was awesome.
It's just a stick
Mine's
person.
terrible. All right. Coming up in a bit, we've got some good news. That is on the way. And we got a little more before we get to it. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Election day is almost here. No matter which side you're rooting for, you now have a place to get informed and to truly voice your opinion at PoliticalStorm.com. An amazing resource with information from people on both sides of the aisle, all in one place. Watch videos, read blogs, listen to podcasts like mine, and read fun editorials. You can also contribute with your own blog for free. Be a part of the community at PoliticalStorm.com. You have a choice, and now you have a voice, too, at PoliticalStorm.com. That's PoliticalStorm.com. I was torn today, Heidi. I was torn between this or the next story to be our good news, because this is kind of good news, too. And it's not like great news, but it was interesting news. I don't know if you knew this, but when you swing your arms while you walk, you save energy, and it's good for your legs. Did you know that? And it makes you look like a human rather than weird. Because
I don't know how it would be good for your legs.
Well, the result of a study finds out why humans naturally swing their arms instead of holding them still when walking, which is really weird. Do that sometime, if you'll see. Scientists at the University of Michigan found that keeping the arms still at the side spends 12% more energy than swinging them while striding. The natural swing motion also gives a slight bounce to the body, which softens the impact the walking has on the legs. Researchers have also tested subjects walking with a swing where the same stride arms move in unison with the leg. That turns out to be more taxing than the normal swing, where the opposite arm moves in the direction of the opposite leg.
And that's hard to do that,
so
too.
hard
It's
to
hard
do.
to make your arms move in
Walk
the same direction
with your
as
legs.
that same leg.
Unless you got like sticks on your legs and you're doing it.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. That probably didn't translate on radio very well. The study concluded that man developed arm swinging while walking because it makes walking easier while actually saving energy. So it just kind of makes it all come together. I remember watching an episode of Seinfeld where they had a lady on there that did not swing her arms when she walked, and they made fun of her. Like every episode of Seinfeld, pretty much made fun of somebody. So that was her thing, is that she didn't swing her arms when she walked. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that episode?
I do.
Funny stuff.
It was a good show.
Good times, good times. Hey, we got some good news coming up here in just a bit on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. We always try to wrap things up around here with good news. You can always count on at least one positive story throughout this program, and it's always right here. And this is the story for today. 6 years ago, sadly, Marine Sergeant John Peck had all 4 of his limbs blown off by an explosion in Afghanistan. So far,
gosh.
if we stop right here, not such a good story, right?
No.
Well, let's keep on going then. According to NPR, thanks to a double arm transplant, he is talking about the miracle of holding his fiance's hand and feeling the pressure when she squeezes.
Oh, wow.
The 31-year-old underwent a 14-hour surgery in August performed by a team of 60 doctors and nurses and other medical personnel. This happened in Boston. The hospital's director of upper extremity transplantation, didn't even know that was a word. Doctors say it would be 9 to 12 months before everything in his arms are fully functional again. But still, Peck said he can lift his arms.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
He's relearning to brush his teeth and to dress and feed himself. Peck says his goal is to achieve the dream that he'd had since he was a boy, to become a world-class chef. So he has, again, a 31-year-old man, 14 hours of surgery.
That is absolutely amazing
to
that
have
they can even do that.
Transplanted arms and hands.
Wow.
And that is absolutely amazing. When you think about everything that goes into making that happen, I mean, that's where we are with technology today. So my question is this. I wonder if somebody who lost a limb a long time ago could go in and have this surgery, or if it was just because, because this happened to him 6 years ago. So I wonder if this happened, if, like, I had a friend that lost an arm in a farming accident, if he could go in and say, hey, I want a new arm, and they could put it on now.
Yeah, I
That is
know.
crazy. It is amazing to me the technology we have today. I got a link to this story at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday.